Missy Elliott. So, Missy was huge inspiration for me. My sister played Missy all the time. Watching her visuals, listening to her music. I was like a real strange kid, kind of kept to myself a lot, but Missy was something that captivated me. And I knew like, I want to do whatever Missy's doing. I want to make those cool videos. I want to make that cool music. I want to be a Missy Elliott. So in high school, my family wasn't really promotive of like the arts, but I did play band, and a lot of people didn't even know that I had band, so I would like stuff my equipment in the locker and hide and not tell people that I was actually in the band. But I was in the band, so that was kind of like the first journey of me becoming a musician or figuring out music and figuring out that I liked it, or that I like to be a musician. Then I went to college, Central State University. Again, if you're gonna go to school, you're gonna waste mama's money, or not waste mama's money, but mama ain't got no money, so if you're gonna go to school, you gotta go to school for something good. Music education is what I decided to go to school for, but I was ultimately unhappy and couldn't afford it. So came back home, went to community college. Went to community college, was like, all right, what am I gonna do? I wanna do music, I wanna do arts, family don't support that, and we don't have no money, what am I gonna do? I took a music production class and started just really honing in on like trying to be a music producer and just really figuring out that step. After being at home for a while, I started building a studio. Spent every single, my first studio in my mom's basement, spent every single dollar I had, went to the pawn shops, did everything I could to just get gear, was always in my basement making music, always trying to figure out like, you know, just how to become Missy Elliott. I became Plain Jane, that was my producer's name. And I was a part of a production group called General Random Term. It was me and 3 other guys. We would meet once a week. We would go up to Sub T, pass out our beat mixtapes, like try to get rappers, go to like the leaders' parties, and like, you know, try to get rappers to listen to our music and, you know, like our beats. And then eventually it was like, I need to do more, I have to do more. I want to get out of Cal City that I was living in. What better way than go to Minnesota, because Minnesota had this really cool music school that got a lot of good reviews, and it was cheaper than the other big music school, Full Sail. And I didn't want to stay home and go to Columbia. Didn't know how I was going to do it, didn't really have much money, and I ended up at IPR, the Institute of Production and Recording. While I was at IPR, I started studying music production, audio engineering. While I was there, you know, they really was thorough with us and like honest, like, you know, music has several ways to make money. Music for film, music for commercials. So I was like, all right, let's see how I can make music work for me and get paid for it. Started interning at this place called Black Music America. It was a production company owned by a black couple in Minnesota, and I started working for them, and they didn't want to hire me for my music. I tried to like make music for their videos. They was like, no, we need an editor. I was like, okay, didn't know how to edit, but just started editing and filming like their pieces around town. I actually got to film some stuff for Prince. Last year at college, we had to do the sound for Wally. Did all the sound for Wally, and then I was like, this is really cool. Started learning more about filmmaking through the process of doing the score for Wally, and was like, all right, I think I want to really start going into filmmaking. T3 Eyes came out around this time, and everybody was shooting videos. So I got a T3 Eye, and I started making films, making music videos. And I made a bunch of music videos with people in Minnesota. I made probably like 20, 30 music videos while I was there. And then I was like, okay, gotta do something else. I want more. But, you know, it's a really hard struggle. Where did I end up? Sprint. Selling cell phones. Not exactly making films, not exactly making music, but I was making money. Got tired of making money and was like, okay, I gotta follow my dreams. I'm not happy here. You know, everybody there, I was telling them like, I'm gonna be a filmmaker. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. My music is gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Had all these goals. Came back to Chicago, quit Sprint. I had like maybe $3,000 saved up. That went really quick because Minnesota cost of living is like here compared to Chicago's cost of living, which is like here. So pretty much struggled for like, you know, a little while before I was like, all right, I have to go back to work. Where did I go? Micro Center. Not the best job. It was like smart tech off of a 40-year-old version. I would go to work high. Yes, I went to work high. I was coming in late. I made $8.25 an hour. So imagine what my checks was like. And this was just like 3.5, maybe 4 years ago. Worked at Micro Center. Ended up meeting a guy at Micro Center. Pretty much stalked him. He worked at a post-production company. It was like, hey, do you want to come out as a PA? This is a picture of me as a PA with some other PAs. This was like my first year PA, and I started PA and I PA'd for like 3.5 years. It was hard, it was humbling, but it kind of molded more things and in shape for me and kind of figure out, okay, what do you want to do? So I was like, I like to shoot. That's what I like to do. So I got an internship at a camera house called Schumacher. They're no longer in existence, but they were. And I started interning for free for 6 months, as well as PAing to learn camera and to learn everything I could about how to build up camera and just like all that technical stuff, because I knew I liked to shoot and I knew I had a good eye. After I did my internship, I completely stopped PAing and I became an assistant camera in television and film, and I started working as an AC and doing camera department things, loader, utilities, just working here and there on like the shows, independent films, commercials, things like that. Then I joined the union, which I thought was like super cool. I'm in the Cinematographers Guild. I'm one of the few black women, boo, that's in the Cinematographers Guild. Really wasn't all that what it's made up to be. The money was nice, but I liked my freedom. I didn't like really, I guess, I don't even know where I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna leave that there. I finally made my first, well, what had a decent budget. We spent about $2,500. I worked with a local designer named Alonzo Jackson, and I made my first fashion film, which was more of the lines of filmmaking that I wanted to do, which is more abstract. All of the music was scored by me, and I directed and wrote the treatment. And now, this is my last slide, patiently cooking. So with my whole journey of like just music and film, I'm now putting things together, and now I'm finally just cooking up that stew and slowly making my art that fuels me and make me happy. And both of those things comprise of music and film. So if you ever need any music to soundtrack scores, hit me up. Or if you need somebody to shoot your stuff, hit me up.